everyone.
Good morning,
Actually, I'm
Juan.
the doctor. Soon, but tingnan sila, I have to research daw so that it will be credited to my NBC. Ma'am, no, di ba? So from Assistant Professor 4 to Professor 12. Oh, okay. Or, if I will conduct a research, I could receive 20K for soft science, tama ba? And 50K for hard science. Then the question now is, where can I present my research? Because there are a lot of predatory research journals and conferences around the globe. So my task this morning is to present to you how to spot predatory journals and conferences. Okay, di ba? Related. Chika-chika lang ba? Yes. Okay. By the way, I would like to thank Dr. Ilagan of the University of the Philippines, Visayas for this slides. Credits to him. Predatory journals are problem nowadays. It's because most of the predatory journals and conferences are primarily deceptive in nature. And of course, if we are going to present our researches on those predatory journals and conferences, sorry na lang, it will not be credited to our NPC Cycle 9. Okay. Goodbye 20K, goodbye 40K. So waste of time, money, and the effort. So the sayang-sayang lang ta. So, how are we going to what are the characteristics of those predatory journals? Skip naman sir na. Okay. And by the way, who are publishing those on those predatory journals and joining those predatory conferences? First, those who do not know. The other one is those who know but do not mind. And those individuals who are claiming to be a legitimate researchers. So, present ko ano ito masikat. Not knowing na those are predatory journals and predatory research conferences. So what are its characteristics? Number one, it is not linked or run by any credible scholarly or society or association, credible research organizations. Second, they do not receive public funds. Next, they use spams on our emails. Careful on that. And they brag about the high quality of their journals. More so, they brag about that their editor-in-chief is well-versed editor-in-chief and can edit several or numerous researches by disability and discipline. You have to be careful on that. And promises fast publication of our researches. They promise an easy peer review, and their titles are close to a highly respected or legitimate journals. So in other words, predatory journals have false or misleading information. They lack transparency. They intend to deceive and are of poor quality. There is also what we call hijack journals. So what are those hijack journals? These are journals or duplicate journals or fake websites of legitimate ones utilizing their titles, their ISSN. They are created by malicious and third party for the purpose of course, money making. So other characteristics of predatory and questionable conferences. First, the event is organized by a for-profit entity. Next, they combine a number of field topics or discipline into a single conference. The conference uses a free email address such as Gmail. The organizers spam prospective attendees to submit the research outputs. The information about who is organizing the conference is not well known or reputable. Then the conferences is marketed as a holiday. This is a two-in-one. So nagbakasyon ka, nag-research ka, presentation. So a two-in-one. Next, they guarantee you for a contribution. Next slide, sir. That our researches can be published easily. So, and insist on additional article processing. So, gadugang ang ato ang bayad. Next is, the conference website is unstable. So, they change universal resource locators every now and then and have no record conferences in previous years. The website text contains poor grammar or numerous spelling errors. Then the fees is quite high. So what will be now the consequences of publishing or presenting on the predatory outlets? First, of course, it puts us researchers into it puts the researcher's reputation in question. It compromises the institution's reputation. Of course, sayang ang gasto, waste of time, balik on money and effort, and goodbye NBC, goodbye 20K, goodbye 50K. So sayang. It's just a waste of time. So mag-iyak na lang ta sa gasto. Isaaran ta, walay nahimo. Okay, that's it. So how are we going to avoid predatory journals and conferences? Okay. So if possible, we can visit Bill's list. Dito, list on predatory journals. Bill's list is a librarian named Jeffrey Bell. Bell. So dito ang list of possible predatory journals. You can visit that one. Or if the institution can afford the cables verified, because this is subscribed, pwede po if mag-afford a certain campus. But for easier access, we can use the Bell's list. Or it could be, we can visit the directory of open access journals. It's free. So if the research journals or conferences claims to be an index scopus, please verify. Okay, so a shady journal is fast publication, no peer review, while a legit journal has high rejection rate. Kabalo na rin mga researchers na rin. Okay, so we have to consider the journal content. Okay, so in the journal content on the website, the name of the journal should be unique, not easily confused and not mislead. The website should be properly supported and maintained, have a particular attention on security aspects. It has its aim and it has its scope. This item should be displayed on their website. Please check if you are going to publish the aim and the scope of the organization, the target readership. The ISSN is separate for the print and separate for electronic versions. The authorship criteria and the type of manuscripts will be considered in their publication. They also consider the publishing schedule, the archiving, the copyright, and the licensing. For their journal practices, they also have policies on publication that should be visible on their website. The authorship, the complaints and appeals, the conflicts of interest, the data sharing or responsibility, the ethical oversight, and the intellectual property. For peer review, it is indicated on their websites that the content is peer reviewed. Who conducts the peer review? It could be external in nature or it could be on their editorial board. And the type of peer review or process used. The procedures and policies, how manuscripts are decided, and who is exempted from the process. It is also indicated in their website, their organization. It is located on the bottom part of their web page. So the ownership and management, the clear information about the ownership and management of the journal. Then the advisory body, the journal should have editorial board, advisory body whose members are recognized experts in the subject areas stated in the journal's aims and scope. Full names and affiliation must be provided, of course. And the editorial team and contact information is placed at the web page. For business practices aspects, it should be indicated there that the author's fees, revenues, the revenue resource must be clearly provided. Advertising should be clear and the direct marketing. So what institution can do? Of course, if it is predatory in nature, sorry na lang, the institution should not incentivize. But if and only if it is a legit research organization, of course, we can receive our incentives, research incentives, and NBC. So, to the approving authority of the university, if we have faculty who are planning to present their researches abroad, you can visit the cables list, the cables verified, and the bells list. Pero malimot na kayo, you can visit the research office, or you can visit the i18n office. We are willing to help. So, halita, usap tayo. Thank you very much and good morning.